Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's 6 p.m. Tuesday, March 9th, 2021. Town of Grand Rapids Fire Station. This is the Town of Grand Rapids Town Board meeting. First item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. Dan, would you lead?
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Item 2 is the approve the agenda for the meeting. Any changes? Hearing none. Item 3, approve minutes from the February 9th, 2021 meeting.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes for the February 9th, 2021.
Second.
Motion by Dan, second by Patty. Discussion?
Yes, under approval of the agenda from this meeting, I was concerned about not having our meetings, Zoom meetings or something like that for people absent. And I thought you seeing that in there probably should be a discussion with the board about having Zoom meetings. I mean, it is on the agenda because it's on the minutes.
So is it technically on the agenda if it's in the minutes? To discuss it?
No, I think he's just saying that at the last one, that was in the minutes that he asked for there to be Zoom meetings, is what you're saying?
Yeah, yes, it is, Arnie. I know that from many meetings I've been on, that this is on the agenda because it's there.
I didn't know if it was an actionable item if it's on the minutes.
It's not on tonight's agenda, it's in last. So you're saying you want to take action on the minutes from last time?
Yes, I would like to know if we're going to have that before the board or...
I can schedule that, yes, to be discussed, but I mean, there's pros and cons, lefts and rights.
You do have it now for the fire department.
I agree. It's just a little different, and it can be discussed. We'll put it on the next agenda. I didn't...
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Just, I'd like to comment on item 8. That was a discussion about whether Chief Pyatt should go to the Police and Fire Commission with requests for funds. And I just want to remind everybody that our ordinance 56 that regulates the Police and Fire Commission exempts them from having authority over any of their budgetary stuff. So Police and Fire has no financial responsibilities to the police or fire departments. That's totally our responsibilities. So I just like that noted in the minutes. Anything else? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And aye, anybody opposed? Okay, we are to item 4, which is our public comment period. People wishing to address the board are limited to 2 minutes each. Public comment period will not extend past 30 minutes. Anybody in the audience wish to speak? Johnson's first. Go ahead. Name for the record.
I can't say everything I want to say in 2 minutes, so I wrote some stuff down so you guys can look it over when you got time. And there's extras there for the audience too. I would like the town board to consider opening up all of the roads in Grand Rapids for ATV and UTV usage. You guys sent out a survey in March of 2020. 53% of the respondents said they wanted all the roads open or some roads open. Personally, opening some of the roads is going to be very difficult because you're going to have this guy can't go and this person can go. And I think the big misconception is that the town has the ability to set a route. And by opening all the roads, it gives people in the township access to the route. The route would be a predetermined route determined by the board of where you want people to go through the township. You're obviously not going to route them through private subdivisions or down County Trunk W, although that is now open. But most of the communities around us, surrounding us, are open, and this is beginning to be a big thing. I've got a lot of facts and figures here. You guys look them over. I was told to come to the meeting and see what we could do to get the ball rolling. I know there's an election coming up. I think a lot of people are wondering where the town stands on this. So, my name, phone number, and email's on there. If anybody has questions, get a hold of me.
Thank you.
Okay?
There's another question over here. Go ahead, Shirley.
Yeah, last night at the Plan Commission, it was discovered or noted by the agent from Bud's Corner Mart that they had some contamination over here from the tanks. And I was wondering if the town had been notified of that and previously, or
Right.
if there's a situation, I'm concerned because of well contamination. And we don't want to go down the road that Millador did. And I think the gentleman said that the tanks, he did say the DNR was involved. I don't know how the DNR communicates to the town about this situation. I think he mentioned the tanks would be removed in 2 to 3 years. The gentleman is here tonight, so maybe he could expand on that, but I am concerned, and I would like to know if the town was notified about this contamination, and I think we need to know how bad it is.
Okay, thank you for your comment. Anybody else wishing to speak this evening?
Well, I'm Attorney Alex Hewden, appearing on behalf of Mount Holly Rapids LLC, which will be the business purchasing Bud's Corner Mart. They're scheduled to close now. It's estimated April 3rd. I can respond to the gentlelady's comments.
You can make a comment, sir, but you're not responding directly to her. It's just to make public comments
Okay.
this time period.
Okay, then I'll abstain.
Okay. All right, is there anybody else wishing to speak to the board? Go ahead, sir.
Will the board be addressing Mr. Johnson's questions?
I can't answer that because in the public comment period, that is just public comments.
Okay, I'm just curious because you sent the survey out, but there's been no follow-up.
You are correct. Is there any other comments to the public, from the public?
What is the process to get that rolling, Arnie?
I can talk to you later, but I can't interact with you on your comment during public comment period.
Okay,
I can talk to you later after the meeting.
okay, I will get in
Okay.
touch with you.
Anybody else wishing to speak publicly? If not, then we'll move to item number 5. It's good to see our police and fire and treasurer able to be at the meetings again.
Yes.
First report will be from the fire department, Chief Pyatt.
All right, we're currently staffed with 50 fire EMS members, 5 are non-structural firefighters, 6 EMS only. Total of 21 members trained to do EMS. We're always looking for motivated individuals. If you're interested, stop by and see me. Since the last report to the board, the department's responded to 31 calls for service consisting of 25 EMS and 6 calls for fire, which consisted of none in Grand Rapids, 3 in Saratoga, 1 in Grant, and 2 mutual aids. So breakdown was 2 structure calls, 1 wildland, 1 motor vehicle accident, and a mutual aid with Rudolph in Wisconsin Rapids. This last month we trained, EMS was canceled. Fire training was the wildland refresher and SCBA fit testing. Department held 1 department meeting, 1 officer meeting, and 6 training meetings. Smoke detector program still on hold with COVID-19. Address signs 2 since the last report. I'm happy to report that since our last meeting with the AED project, the body decided to use some of the donations or our fundraising efforts from our celebration fund to fund the rest of it. There's 10 brand new AEDs sitting right there. So you guys kicked in the 5,000, we came up with the other 5. And as soon as I can get some training done on those, they'll be in the squad cars and in first responders' hands, and one over in the town hall. So that was awesome that they did that, because that saved me time, a lot of legwork trying to raise some funds somewhere. So that project is complete. So as you all saw when you walked in, we have a brand new fire engine on the floor. Hopefully we'll have that in service a week from tonight. So, any questions from the board? Go ahead.
Hey, Bob, Chief Pyatt, can you, going forward on those AEDs, is that a budgetary item that you should put in every year, at least one or so, that we can?
It sure would.
So we don't have to have this 10
Yeah, and that was,
time.
and that, like you said, with that recall that came out, that kind
Yeah.
of grabbed me, and of course the timing was horrible, because
Right.
we'd already iced the budget for this year.
Yeah,
And then I realized that all but 2 AEDs that we had were garbage.
right.
So, but like you said, we always tell the public we raise funds to buy life-saving equipment.
Yeah.
Well, there's 5,000 of it right there.
Yeah, but it's just, it's tough when you get so many at one time, and I
Yep.
know we ran into this with,
We did get a pretty good
Equipment when we
price
got
by
that
buying
grant.
10 at a time.
that's true. Did any
Um,
other departments join in, ever follow up and say, hey, we wanna jump in on that, or did they?
No, I didn't. I didn't get any other participation with that, but, like I said, we got, I ended up doing a bunch of shopping, and that was, that deal that Phillips had was,
Cool.
it was $14,000 cheaper than Stryker, so. Patty?
Yes, I was just wondering, have you had any feedback on the old fire truck or?
Yes, I have.
Okay, that's great news.
Should I share all that with? I have a verbal commitment as of about 3 o'clock this afternoon. I sold it for $45,000,
Excellent, okay.
Nice.
so.
Good to hear.
So
Timing is great, they wanted it in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where are we gonna be?
it's gonna be
parking
going down to Williamsburg, Kansas.
that? Okay.
So, and they're very anxious, so.
$45,000, that go on the town budget or in your budget?
Town budget, town paid for it.
How
Yeah, it
many-
goes back to you guys, yep. So
So,
minus the commission for Brindley Mountain.
right, and then.
So you guys will net $40,500 out of that.
Are they, and they're picking it up here?
That's the plan,
FOB,
yeah.
Yeah, FOB Wisconsin Rapids, they take responsibility when it leaves this parking lot.
Great.
So,
And that has to be drawn up in there.
okay.
I told
That was my next question. Should I have Nick draw up the sales agreement then?
Yeah.
And then Captain Ski already, he's gonna, after we take it out of service next week, he's gonna bring some buffing wheels from the auto body shop he works at and take the, our salesman Doug that sold us the Rosenbauer, on our ride out to get the new truck, Mike and I were just talking, conversating, and I said something about the lettering on the truck, and I said, well, and that Doug Kwame said, absolutely. He says, it does not leave your yard without that Grand Rapids
Great.
stickers off of it, so.
I'll make a motion that we have Nick do that sales agreement.
I'll second.
Okay.
Motion by Bill, seconded by Dan to have Nick work the sales agreement out for the used fire truck. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye, anybody opposed? No opposed.
Anything else from anybody?
Anything else? If not, we'll move to safety. Do we have everything on safety, or did you tell me? I wasn't.
Oh, no, no injuries to report for safety.
Okay, great.
Nice job on that truck, Bob. That was a lot of work. I know how much work you guys put into that.
Thank you.
We got,
All right, we'll move to police department report, Chief Mel Peterson. How are you tonight, sir?
Okay, good. Good evening, everyone. The police department handled 248 calls for service during the month of February. Compares to 290 calls for service in February of last year, about a 14.4% decrease in calls, and you all should have a breakdown of those calls. The police department issued 30 traffic citations, 2 municipal ordinance citations, and 27 written warnings during the month of February. On February 11th, Officer Pinkerton and Officer Conover attended PBT training and PBT calibration training, respectively, at the Nakusa Community Center. This training was sponsored by the Nakusa Police Department and the Wisconsin Department of Transportation. On February 22nd and 23rd, I participated in Law Enforcement Recruit Academy interviews at Mid-State Technical College in Stevens Point. It was a good opportunity to preview of students wanting to enter a career in law enforcement. The candidates selected will be starting their Law Enforcement Recruit Academy at the Mid-State Technical College here in Wisconsin Rapids later this spring. All the vehicles in the department are doing well outside of normal maintenance, and feel free to stop by my office anytime if you have any concerns or suggestions. Questions? Thank you.
One question for you, have you heard the availability on squad cars yet?
Excuse me?
Have you heard the availability on squad cars yet?
No, I haven't checked since the last time you and I talked.
Okay, sounds good. And treasurer's report, Amy.
Yep, for the month of February, current month receipts were $509,034. Current month disbursements were $3,075,462. Cash on hand at the end of the month was $1,603,548, with $105,676 in checking, $1,210,779 in the repo account, and $325,273 in the money market account. And then I do have the tax information that was asked for at last meeting. And total collected from our February settlement for the 2020 taxes was $8,354,108 total. Any questions?
Any questions? Hearing none, thank you very much. Item 6, consider possible action on the application for a combination Class A beer/liquor license. Is it for Maya Kali Rapids LLC, doing business as Bud's Corner Mart? Manish C. Patel, agent, 2925 George Road, number 108, to the premise located at 2420 148th Street South, Grand Rapids. I assume you're here representing him this evening, sir?
I am.
Is there any questions for him?
I'll make a motion to approve the request.
The motion is by Bill. Is there a second?
I can second.
Is there any discussion? I guess, anything else? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye, anybody opposed? No opposed. Tell them good luck for us.
Good luck,
Thank you
yeah.
very much, appreciate it, thank you.
Mhm.
Here to help them if they need it.
Okay, that's right. And to clarify and confirm, this does also include the tobacco licensing as well as
Right.
some of the business
Right.
licensing. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we read that in your comments that you put together, so that'll all take place with the clerk. I think so, right?
Yes, just let me know when you know the final sale date and we'll
For sure.
figure out.
Will do. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Item 8, consider a possible action on the resignation of the joint municipal elected clerk judge, the Honorable David L. Grace, and
Miss
appointed.
seven.
That's 7.
Yeah.
No, we missed 7.
Oh, I missed 7, I checked it. Thank you, Dan. See, you did a better job than I did.
No,
You didn't
no,
miss
no.
anything last month. Consider possible action on a written request from town board and initiation of a road discontinuance for the undeveloped east-west portion of Arcadia Avenue from Golf Course Road to a point 267 feet east, where said road intersects with Country Lane, which is basically a half road right now.
Just a correction to the street name, Acacia.
Acacia?
Yeah.
Acacia?
Not Arcadia, I think, because we think we have Arcadia too, don't we?
I have no idea.
Okay,
That one doesn't ring a bell.
okay.
All right, so you hear the folks? You're asking for us to start the process to return it to you. Is that correct? Okay. I believe our attorney's given us some direction. Does somebody have that and want to follow that?
I can make the motion to recommend the referral to our attorney Flanagan to initiate the discontinuous process with the resident being responsible for all the costs associated with the request.
I'll second that.
Motion by Patty, seconded by Dan. Is there questions?
Yes, I do. I remember in 2012 that we did this for other people. We did this for even a person that's on the board. We went and turned this stuff over. We had our attorney doing it and the cost of it. And I think that should continue because that's past practice. And my reason is that the fact is that we're here our people pay taxes in this town, and we hire an attorney, and that's what we should do. Not wait until somebody does it that's kind of outside the realm, in my opinion, and then we charge them for it. I think this is an after the fact. Oh, I just don't think we should do it. I don't think we should make those people pay for it. We didn't when we went through this town the last time.
This policy that we have was effective on April 10th, 2018. That's when, is that correct? That was generated by all of us.
Yep.
And basically all it does is we'll do the work, but the question is, I believe the consensus of this is, why should all citizens have to pay for a parcel being returned to or given back to somebody or given to somebody?
And that's exactly what I thought when we did this for about 5 or 6 parcels. And we spent a lot of money on it. Yes, I'll agree to that. But we went ahead and did it. Now we have somebody come and we're going to charge them. I just don't think it's right.
The question is, how do we go against one of our policies? Go ahead, Dan.
Those parcels that I think Bill was talking about, that was all previous to April 10th, 2018, correct? Yeah.
Anything since 2018 has been handled this way.
Yeah, anybody since 2018, and we can't, as much as we'd like to say, yeah, we would take care of it, but we set this policy, this board did, and once you do that, I mean, what happened in the past, sorry, but we need to abide by this policy. Now, if you want to change it, that's something that should go in front of legislation.
Any other comments? Hearing none, the motion is to direct our attorney to process it and to share and provide the cost to the recipient at an estimated cost of $400 to $500. Is that what it was, Patty?
That's what Nick had figured it would be close to.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye. Anybody opposed? No opposed. Thank you. Okay, now we're on 8, correct?
Correct.
Consider possible action on the resignation of the joint municipal elected clerk, the judge, the Honorable David L. Grace, appointing him as a temporary reserve judge. Got the information from the judge that he had to move out of the town, and he's asking to accept his resignation and to allow him to serve as a what do they call it, temporary reserve judge for the remainder of his term, and then we'd have a new election in 2022.
April.
Which is both Saratoga and ourselves would have an election.
I'll make a motion to approve the request.
Motion by Bill and it was seconded by Dan.
Yep.
Any other discussion?
I think we should have it stated in the motion that to appoint him as the temporary reserve judge and then fill the vacancy on the regular 2022 selection. Do we need to state that?
It would not hurt to have that language in there. Is that okay with you, William?
Yeah, what she said.
Okay, and it's okay with Dan?
Yes.
You got what you think we need?
What she said.
Okay, what's your roll?
What I wrote, yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye, anybody
Aye.
opposed? No opposed. Consider a possible action on the trail extension licensing agreement with the city of Wisconsin Rapids for use of the railroad right-of-way from 32nd Street to 48th Street. I think we've got the last agreement. Basically, the only thing the city made a change was to recognize that the Snowmobile Club is another one that would have the use of the trail. Is that correct, Amy? Is there anything else you wanted to bring up about that?
I don't think so, no, there weren't really any changes besides that one.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
Any other discussion?
I have some discussion on it.
Oh, a handout.
This is from a resident of the town, you can read it at your leisure. I think it is a concern, and one other concern that another resident of the town that owns land near that, the fact that, quite concerned of the fact that the town has to put up that fence. You know, that's not even our property, it belongs to the city. And we've agreed to put up a fence, and I don't think we know the height of it, the cost of it, or anything yet. And we're approving it. And when we
No,
approve,
At this time, we're not building on it, so we're not starting any activities on it.
no, but we're agreeing to put up
We're
a
agreeing to
fence.
have the license. And if we proceed, then we're mandated to have the fence. However,
Well, okay, I mean,
You know,
this is their
what I'm saying.
concern that, why are we putting, if we get it, why are we putting up a fence on the Highline area or what Water and Light owns, and doing this all for the city and the safety concerns? I'm just telling you what a resident told me
that's fine.
that they're
I understand.
concerned about.
I understand their concern.
And the fact is that in annexation, which is a big thing, this gives the city of Wisconsin Rapids what they call a balloon string annexation. As long as they own this railroad right away, where just recently it was ruled that they should be given back to the owners, and this guy would be an owner of it that complained about this. I think we should look into that too, but I'm just telling you what a resident called me and said couldn't make it tonight, and another resident also issued.
And I also received a telephone call from the resident, and what it amounts to is that he asked us if we were absolutely sure that the city of Wisconsin Rapids actually has the right to be able to have us utilize the railroad tracks. And this is what he said he had given Bill this information about a Supreme Court ruling that when a railroad is discontinued, especially if they ended up taking the property by,
Eminent domain?
yeah, that if it ever becomes discontinued, that the Supreme Court ruling says that it should go back to the original property owners. And this particular resident said that this property should really go back to him if the railroad had discontinued the railroad track. He's not in favor of the bike trails because of the additional traffic that would be in his backyard. And he has built specifically in the back to be able to have his privacy. So he's asked us to really make sure that this, with us going with this agreement, that we are truly following the right legal path. And apparently, and I don't know about this, but this is what he had indicated to me, that there's other discontinued portions of the railroad within the city limits of Wisconsin Rapids, and I don't know what parts these are, but he said that these discontinued places, the property had originally had gone back to the original property owners.
They bought it.
Yeah, I don't know that.
That's,
So he wants to ensure that the city of Wisconsin Rapids really has this authority to be able to allow us to even do this. And I couldn't answer that question. I don't know if our attorney investigated that. I don't know if they have written documentation and proof in regards to this, especially if a Supreme Court ruling. Like I said, I didn't have a whole lot of time to ask all these questions, and that's why I'm bringing it up now. I don't know if we should.
I think I know some of the answers, but I can't confirm them by giving you facts.
Right. So I'm wondering
I
if we
believe
should table
the
this.
knowledge, well, I don't mind tabling it.
Right.
I don't,
'Cause
I
I would
believe
like
that, I believe that the city purchased it. Everybody was given the right to purchase it. If you look at where the trail crossed into Portage County, there's houses there. So people purchased that from the railroad.
Okay.
So I believe that the city purchased it. We'd have to check with Register of Deeds. That would probably be a good place to tell us.
Yeah.
And I guess we could do that. I guess you could conditionally approve this, and on the stipulation that we verified that the city had the authority to do this. If not, if we need to table it for a month, I mean, it's probably not the
I
worst.
mean, I think our attorney should, check into this, being that he did write this up. I guess I'd like it tabled at this
I mean,
time, because I would feel more comfortable to ensure that this Supreme Court ruling does not affect this, and that it's all set.
Did we
and
just
clear.
get this?
He,
There's a date on that. There's a date when that was.
okay, this
Well, I
is
mean,
what he did.
when was this received by us?
I got the phone call last night, but I didn't get to call him till today. When I got home at 10 after 5.
I'm surprised he didn't, yeah, and I got it earlier than that, but he said he was going to contact all supervisors.
Well, nobody else has contacted me.
I didn't get called.
The biggest concern I have is now we're gonna hold something up, and if we had a question, our attorney is available for us every day.
Yeah.
Somebody could have called me, I could have said, go ahead and call him.
I didn't find out
And we
till,
would have had that information, so I mean, we're holding up a decision now where we could be going forward and starting some fundraising process, because this trail isn't gonna get built with town money, entirely town money. It may have some little bit in it, or may have some shared costs in construction, but we're gonna have to seek funding for this. And
like I said, I didn't receive the phone call till 10 after 5, and then I drove over here, so I had 10 minutes to call the attorney. I don't know.
well, no, I'm not blaming you, but if whoever it is had called and didn't call me,
And I think that that's the wrong approach to this. I think the fact that we're going to build something on the county, the city's right-of-way that they think they own, changes the thing as to what they're doing with this. They put a bridge in down by the Lake Wazicha. I understand that and did that. But this is a board decision, and this is the time to talk about it. We can't talk about it over the phone and say, why don't you go see? This is the board decision, and I too, I'm not making a motion to table it. I think it's a good idea, but the fact is that, yes, it delays a lot of things. There's a lot of work been put into this, but this is the first time this has come to this board.
Right.
And that's why we're discussing it, so.
well, as it stands, did we have a motion?
You have a
and
motion and a second.
For it, so I
Yes,
guess
you did.
the motion has to be voted on or withdrawn.
No, you made the motion, correct?
Yes.
And she seconded it. That's what's before us.
Can we amend the motion to have the attorney review it pending?
Or do you want to just?
If we want to do that, or do we want to just let it die and then table it?
Right, I don't know what you want to do.
Yeah,
I say, we hold on the motion.
Amber, what do you think?
That's on
What do you want to do?
I mean, if it's a concern, yeah, we probably should check into it, but can we motion to contingent upon that being,
Satisfactory
Yeah.
proof that city has ownership, which,
because if we approve this, it's gonna move forward then with city council and we can keep the ball rolling.
it's on their agenda ready for next
Yeah.
Tuesday. All right, motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
What was the motion? Was it amended?
No, it wasn't amended unless you started an amendment.
No, I'll start an amendment. I say we amend that motion to include the attorney's recommendation on the ownership.
Verification of ownership.
Verification of the ownership.
Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second that.
Motion been made and seconded. We'll vote on the motion seconded, or the amendment to the motion, which is to ask our attorney to verify proper ownership.
Okay, and on the amendment, I have a comment on that.
Well, any questions on the amendment?
Okay, yes, I do. I think this is the wrong thing to do, is to amend this until the attorney does something without the board all hearing it, and he on Friday says, yeah, this is all right, I'll check into it, and it's all right. That's not what we want. I think if this is tabled, because we need that, I think at the next meeting, we ought to make a decision on it then, what the attorney had. I think you got the votes to send it. Why don't you send it? So I'm against the amendment.
I wouldn't say that, Bill. We haven't taken a vote.
Okay, I'm voting no on the amendment because this is not involving the board. This is just involving the attorney, and the attorney is not the board. Things have to be discussed here. I think this is before us too fast.
To include the board.
I'm not gonna change.
I'm going to withdraw my motion, so your amendment doesn't go anywhere.
All right.
Then I'll motion to table this to the next meeting.
Show me in Robert's rules where you can take a motion back. You just show me in Robert's rules. I know we do.
Well, it might be on these rules. If that's improper, then you tell me what it is to table it. All in favor, say aye.
To table it?
To table.
To table it till
Well,
next meeting?
let's do it this way. We'll vote on the motion. If that's defeated, then we'll vote on the amendment. If that's defeated, then we'll table it.
Okay.
So you're just voting on your initial motion right now?
The amended.
The amended portion of the
No,
motion.
let it die.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Fails. Vote on the motion, original motion as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I opposed.
I oppose. Motion to table. I will make a motion to table it till
I'll
next
second
week.
that motion.
Motion by Arnie, seconded by Dan. Is there any discussion?
You have to make a motion to table to a certain time.
I said till next meeting.
I did not hear that.
I'm sorry if you didn't. All in favor, say aye.
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 Have an aye. Meantime,
I'm gonna oppose. too.
Is he opposed?
he doesn't know if he's opposed.
Are you opposed or not?
Yeah.
You are opposed?
Yeah.
Change the date.
Consider a possible action on a feasibility study for a fitness court through the National Fitness Program campaign. Amber, would you,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep,
Amber,
right.
Amber, I got you right this time. You got the floor.
All right. So the National Fitness Campaign reached out to talk about the fitness courts that they're putting across the U.S. The first step in the process is to do a feasibility study, and it's just them coming here and seeing if it's feasible to have a court, recommendations on location, and then from there, you know, we can decide if we even want to move forward with it. But so I guess that's what asking for approval to move forward with that feasibility study, not necessarily meaning it would even stay in our hands if they say, you know, the location would be Wazeecha or whatever it might be, just moving forward with that study.
There is no cost to this study though, correct?
No cost and no commitment.
No, it's just they would come in and do the study. I will make a motion to
Move forward.
move forward on this.
I'll second that.
Motion by Dan, second by William. Any more discussion? I think this, they approached us probably 5, 6 years ago. It's quite a while ago. And we weren't thinking healthy lives at that point in time yet, but we are now. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye, anybody opposed? No opposed, thank you. Consider possible action on resolution 2021/03 amending ordinance 39, schedule of fees and forfeitures, adding a fee amount for a Class C wine license to ordinance 29 regulating fermented malt beverages. We have determined, or Lisa determined, that we didn't have a fee in there. And Nick did research and determined that the primary fee all around the area is $100. So what's your wishes?
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 2021-3.
I'll second.
Motion by Dan, seconded by Patty. Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye. Anybody opposed? No opposed. Well, consider possible action on town board drop-off options. You have the minutes from the last, one of the last recycling and solid waste, which basically said, was it 2 weeks in
Yeah, brush-
March and all of April?
Brush drop off beginning March 22nd and then ending April 30th weekend. When we talked about it in our meeting, we were indecisive if we wanted it to start like on a Monday or a Saturday, if this is the best date so that Public Works can become acclimated of, how they want to work the maintenance of brush pile.
Yeah, I'd rather it be on a day that they're here rather than a Saturday when
Yeah.
nothing is there, so.
Or you mean the start date?
The start date.
Yes.
Just a note also, being that today is March 9th,
Yeah.
we're not gonna have a newsletter out by the 22nd.
No, when is the newsletter? I mean,
We don't normally do it till mid-April. I mean, I can do it earlier, but there's no way it's gonna get done and out by the 22nd of March.
Right.
If we put it on Facebook and
Yeah.
our social media, the word will get out.
Right.
As it was when we had the serious brush problems.
Yeah.
People found out very quickly
Right.
when you had a brush. And this is a little different where the guy will also accept the stumps,
Yeah.
because he has a bigger grinder. Is that right, William?
Yes, you will. And you don't like doorknobs. I mean, if somebody throws a wooden door in,
Well, it's,
No,
Well,
it's
that's
just
not-
brush and
that's
stumps.
brush, that's not
Brush and
brush.
stumps is all we're doing, brush and
Trees in
stumps.
my yard don't have doorknobs,
yeah.
so.
No,
Is there some sort of signage that we got from the last one too that we can put out there? that-
they've got all kinds of signs written.
Okay, and the other thing is I would like to make sure that we talk to our public works people and make sure those cameras are operational.
And they have batteries in them.
And they have batteries and they are checked.
yeah. So, did we want to do the, like daylight hours? Did we want to do the weekends? That was, I think weekends are important because people
Well,
sometimes
It's-
can't do it
It's not
Monday
a
to
problem
Friday.
if they've got the areas clearly defined.
Right.
Yeah.
And did we decide, ideally, it worked out best to have them like in front of the salt on the blacktop. I know we had talked about the grassed area, like straight out from the doors.
I think one of you need to talk with Rick and work it out, and whatever Rick,
Okay,
whatever Rick and you guys decide, it doesn't bother me.
okay,
We don't wanna get it too soft, might be
Right.
soft there.
yes,
so
exactly,
We'll have a mud hole.
yep. Okay, so we're okay with the daylight hours starting March 22nd and then ending, is April 30th the last day of the month, I guess? What day
Yeah.
is that?
It's,
April 30th is a Friday.
Yep.
perfect.
so do we have that in a motion? So we can go back at it and say, well, we set these times and dates.
Okay, I make a motion to proceed with the town brush drop-off for town of Grand Rapids residents only, to begin during the daylight hours of March 22nd, 2021, and ending April 30th, 2021. And that would also include weekend drop-off.
And
For
you're,
brush and stumps only, no grass clippings or leaves, and it
No
to be,
doorknobs.
it will be posted in the spring newsletter as soon as it comes out.
and no commercial use.
And no commercial use. Oh, yes, indeed.
I'll second that. As long as there's no doorknobs.
Any motion made second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye, anybody opposed? No opposed?
Thank you.
13 February disbursement vouchers. Questions, concerns? You got them started somewhere?
Oh.
14 operator license applications, I think we had something here, right?
Yes, I have two.
You want to go with the pending?
Sure.
Thank you.
1 year approval for Jeffrey Hanneman at the store and also Jessica Swanger at Hoozles.
I'll second that.
Motion by Patty, seconded by Dan. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye, anybody opposed? No opposed. Public reports from committees, you have the Public Works report in front of you, Rick's report number 15, from December, January,
There's no doorknob.
and February. Total recorded 29 inches of snow. Plow trucks logged 5,196 miles. Two loaders and graders logged 200 hours of operation. 1,976 gallons of fuel, 60 tons of sand used, 264 less salt used compared to the 2019-20 season.
Yay.
Less salt used.
That's amazing.
That's a
Christmas
great
trees
sign.
picked up in January, elections set up, brushing, police department oil changes, various department projects at the fire department. The 2000 Sterling truck had to have new injector pump at a cost of $4,500. That's Rick's report. Is there any questions that I can't answer?
That should be a great cost savings on our budget.
Yeah, because we gotta pay for the salt.
Well, oh, yeah, but I mean, even so, that has to be down from, just
Yeah.
the mileage and all that kind of
Mileage and
stuff.
plowing.
We plowed a whole lot less.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so we were behind from 2020 budget, so
Exactly.
that'll help balance that out.
Mhm. Plan Commission, Patty?
Oh, yes, we had a lively meeting. We approved the zoning permits and business permits for the Bud's Corner Mark. We had two dog exemption permits that we approved. We also did a zoning permit application for a garage. We had a discussion with the outdoor wood burners. And then we had a very good, I think one of the most important parts of the comprehensive plan as far as, it was element number 9, I think there's 11, that was in regards to the land use element, and that is a very interesting element. So when the comprehensive plan is published, please read that, because I think that's probably the most important part of the whole comprehensive plan. That's about it?
Question for you, do you make a draft first before it's accepted?
Yes.
Okay, thank
Yep.
you. Public safety, basically, Amber and I were scheduled to be at a joint meeting in Saratoga, Illinois, at a request of Rome. Amber had complications with staffing around the house, somebody take care of somebody, so was unable to attend it. I did attend, and it basically sounds like Rome is interested in trying to make a district to help them out with their ambulance sources of issues that they have had conversations with Saratoga afterwards, and the town of, village of Port Edwards, and I don't know how much interest there is in it. It would become a process if we had certain stations. When a fire truck is needed, it's gonna go here, and then maybe the next one goes there, and it's quite complicated, and it did not look to be any savings.
So that's
Initially.
pretty much like the mutual aid is currently.
Mutual aid is,
I mean, it's very
is-
complicated, but.
right, the mutual aid is actually better,
Mhm.
but their concern that they have is ambulance services. And we're under a 12-year contract right now for, or 10 or 11-year contract with United, and the costs of setting up an ambulance services, start to finish, is not gonna be very economical. That's why I think they were looking at seeing if they could tie a bunch of people in. And maybe they can, some of them in the south area might very well work for them. But we'll have to have some more discussions ourselves.
Right. They have a hard, a very slow response time farther south than what we do.
Well,
And
actually,
that's probably
right
why.
now, there's an ambulance stationed in, at their station, and it's staffed 24 hours by two paramedic, or two EMS or I don't think they're first responders. I think they're actually EMS, so they do have coverage, but
Okay.
I'm just not sure what they're, he had a hard time really explaining what he was really interested in. Bill, did he?
Very,
Very
well, at
unprepared.
least interested in meetings I've been to. It was not very well organized, and I thought it started off terrible.
Bill, on the WTA meeting that's still on for March?
Yes.
March 18th?
19th.
19th? Friday, whatever the Friday.
Yeah, Friday, yes. It's at 6
And then-
o'clock and it's virtual.
It's virtual. Are you sending out the links to the?
Yeah, that's it. You should have got it.
In the mail.
You should have got it in a letter.
Yeah, we got it in, I got my letter with all the links and,
Yeah.
probably last week.
I'll put it on the, I'll make sure that the secretary gets
Give
it.
it to the
Yeah.
clerk and have her
Yeah.
send it to us
Send an
again.
email out.
I may have it, but I have a lot of mail.
Well, that's good to know because
That I have a lot of
because the
mail.
people,
Yeah.
that people don't know if they got it or not because I wondered about
I
that.
don't honestly remember it, but it's possible.
It's not a regular card.
No, it's
Like
an
you get,
envelope,
it's an
and the
envelope.
letters like red, white, and blue, very
Yeah.
appropriate.
No.
Oh, man, that might not have made the pile.
Look on your doorknob, it's probably there.
All right, the airport commission meeting, last week or 2 weeks ago, we had our 95% process with our MSA engineer for a new fuel system. The estimate came in at $689,000. We had one of our MSA reps there that's doing the project, and we had been inquiring with the state BOA, Bureau of Aeronautics, if there's going to be funds available this year. And all along, they were telling us they didn't know, but he announced at their meeting that we've got the funds. So the fuel system, which you'll consider new pumps, 2 new tanks, a new 12,000 gas tank, a new 20,000 gallon Jet A tank, and the system is designed to have a secondary source for an additional 20,000 Jet A tank if we ever need that much jet. So the design has been approved. It'll go to bid in April. It will be started late fall due to the fact that it takes 4 to 6 months lead time on the pump cabinets, the main portion of which is the large pumps. And these pumps will pump up to 200 gallons a minute, 200 gallons, yeah, 200 gallons a minute.
Could be.
Yeah, I was thinking hour, no, we don't wanna wait that long.
No.
And it's high-powered, triple filtration systems on it, and all the latest safety features in this will be double wall tank, removing single wall tanks that are 30 years old, that the insurance carrier was starting to tell us
Time to.
time to replace them.
Well, you're gonna have some happy pilots out there.
It'll be nice, it'll be good.
Tanks, new fuel, yeah.
New price.
New price, yeah.
Public buildings, did you have anything?
Nope.
Economic development, you wanna, just an update on anything, or you think we covered everything?
The only other thing was with the wayfinding signage, the standardizing all that, with the Village of Port Edwards, it's just kind of on hold right now until we hear more from the village, so no updates from last meeting.
Okay. Recycling, solid waste, any other comments that you have?
No.
I think what we should do is maybe look at, for our next agenda, is just maybe confirm that it's okay for us to have the
September?
September Choose to Reuse event, or
Mhm.
maybe hang tight yet? I don't know.
Yeah, let's wait one more month.
The tables, did they get moved?
Over to the garage? I mentioned it to the guys last week. I don't know if they've moved them.
Anyway, the hard tables, Bill, that we used in there for meetings, we replaced with the plastic. So those hard tables are going over there, so if that's something you guys would use, just make sure you are aware that they're there and request them ahead of time, because sometimes firemen or whatever borrow things too.
Yeah, okay.
But there's seven?
Should be 7, I believe.
7 tables, 7
Oh, excellent. We're always lacking tables.
quality tables.
Yeah.
Legislative, anything new? We talked to Nick the other day, he said he's got a couple things he's working on, and we could address whatever other things we want to
Yeah.
put on it.
I'd like to have one of them and make sure we get that vacation policy looked at earlier in the year
Sure.
than later, so that way we can inform the
Right.
employees if there is any changes on that.
Okay. And then personnel, anything that you had?
Everybody's doing good.
Okay. Reports of individual board members. William?
Yes, I hope that the town got it on the library, has furniture for sale or to practically give away.
Furniture?
Yes,
I didn't see anything.
No, I didn't.
I thought we send it out to all the municipalities. I got one because I'm on the county board, because they put it there, so, okay.
The only thing I had recently was that the county highway department had barricades to get rid of.
Yeah.
And I gave that to Rick, and he said they weren't worth hauling home.
Okay, and then the other thing is, I thought it would be announced here tonight, about the gas leak. I have a concern about that, and does the town know about it? Is the fact is, obviously, somebody must have known about it at the Plan Commission, because nobody questioned whatsoever about the gas leak. And that surprises me.
Can I
questioned about it.
speak on that?
Yeah, we can now, because we're well, are we actually in a discussion phase? I need information on the dates or what year it was, so I can't say that I don't have no knowledge.
I just, it's what upset me is the fact that nobody questioned that and it was brought up by the attorney that there was a gas leak.
And I did ask him about that at the meeting. I asked him when you were going to have the fuel tanks replaced and start working again.
But they said the DNR is investigating it.
Yes, and that was part of the.
So my thought is, why would they, this is what happened in, Millador, is the fact that they had a gas leak out there, you know what I mean? And the town never knew about it, and all of a sudden, they had to put in a new water tower.
Well, I have that Rudolph at that corner gas station.
Yeah, that one too. So, I just say it is a concern, and I'm very disappointed that we did not get a notice that there is a gas leak.
From the DNR.
And we're the neighbors.
Yeah.
Is this recent or is this years ago?
I don't know. But the sale depends upon it, on the outcome of the gas leak.
I haven't seen anybody over there doing any work.
Me either. Okay, so,
All right. Amber.
She's even got her name tag.
Daniel.
I'm good.
Patty.
I reported everything that people had called me about.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sure.
But the only thing I have to say is it's good to be back to the board. I apologize for missing last month's meeting, but as you guys all know, most of you know, I was recovering from COVID and about in the hospital. I'm here to say that I'm healthy, wealthy, but not wise. And doing well and recovered, and I've had both my COVID shots now and just waiting to go see those grandchildren.
Nice to have you back.
Yes.
Public input, people wishing to address the board, anybody else?
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the subject. I'm gonna go back to it. Because this apparently happened just shortly because they knew about it because of the sale. So this transpired real recently. And so I would like to know if the clerk, I mean, Lisa looked like she was gonna say something. Did they report that to you?
No, what I know is last week Jewel took a phone call from Mr. Hewitt here. Do you want me to?
Go
respond?
ahead. We're
All I know is Jewel took a phone call from Mr. Hewitt last week. That just told her, because their sale was supposed to be March 31st, which is why it was on tonight's agenda. He called Jewel and just told her that they're pending results from a DNR or something or other because there's gas tanks involved. They're pending results, so the sale may get pushed to mid-April. That's all. And when that was told, she was just told that. It didn't seem to be we kind of took it to mean it's just a normal procedure when a gas station is bought that they probably have to approve it, like an environmental study.
Okay, but does the DNR, I mean, if you get, I don't know how often those tanks have to be checked, or whatever, but if there's contamination, there was a leak. And, I think the town should pursue what's going on over there.
So,
I mean, if the DNR.
if the DNR
We
will
think.
talk to us, well, I mean, this is all, is it hearsay or is this
No, that guy
facts?
said, the guy, he told us about it. He told us.
He
The
said,
guy-
does he say it's a current leak or is it one from 20
it's
years
a
ago?
current leak, a current minor leak, I think was
But
his.
they said it
Right,
was
Patty?
contaminated.
Didn't he say a minor leak?
I mean, you get cars that leak gas on top of
Well,
the,
they were investigating a minor leak, but he didn't actually say if it was an active leak or if it was
No, I
from the
wasn't gonna say too
beginning
much.
of time that they were investigating it. I don't know.
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem. If we leave it up to somebody else to find out, and it's too late, I mean, I suppose nobody wants to really stick their foot in this mess because it's gonna cost a lot of money. Maybe those tanks gotta get pulled up. And he said, I believe 2 to 3 years, they were gonna replace the tanks. But if there's a leakage there now, that's gonna be a long time leaking.
well, I can tell you if there's a leakage there now, the sale won't go through until they're replaced.
And the DNR isn't gonna turn their head for.
The DNR does not turn their head on it.
Tell you that.
No.
That's what he said, but do we know that? I mean, in order to get all this to go through, did he just say that? Is it something that the town should actively call up the DNR and pursue? Before we get a area around here that the wells are contaminated, and then we're screwed. That's what I would like to see. I would like to see the town be proactive about this.
See what I do?
All right.
Well, there was one more part I wanted to, can I talk as far as
Now
the
it's
public?
public.
I know, as far as the public.
You wanna,
I wanna be like
you
the
want a
public.
do-overs? What you want? You want a do-over?
I do.
You got 2 minutes.
Yeah. I just,
you have anything else
Yeah.
to add?
oh, yes, by the way, I'm glad you asked. I just want to make sure that people know when, yes, there was a question on the survey for the ATVs. And the gentleman that spoke, he said there was 53.6% respondents said that they were in support of the roads being open. I just want to clarify this, and this was something also I brought up at the Plan Commission, that 16.6% of the people who responded said that they support all roads to be open. 15.2% said no opinion, they didn't care. 37% support some of the roads open, but also he neglected to indicate that 31.2% said no. So when the gentleman was talking about 53% were in favor of it, he was taking in consideration that he was saying that some said yes to some. It wasn't 53% of this town. There's 31% of the residents do not want ATV or UTVs open, so I just wanted to clarify that a little bit.
It's over 2 minutes, obviously.
Yeah, so.
All right, thank you for your comment.
Please try to keep it open.
Let's see, future agenda items. One would be the reconsideration of the trail.
Right, walking trail,
Zoom discussion.
Zone
Zoom
discussions.
discussions, yes.
Grand Rapids Town Board may move into closed session pursuant to 19.8.1 Trend C. Consider employment, promotion, compensation, performance, valuation, data of any public employer which the government body has jurisdiction or exercise the responsibility for the purpose of reviewing possible update of the 2021 work agreement for town treasurer.
I'll make that motion.
Patty?
I'll second.
Bill? Dan, I'm sorry. All in favor? Dan?
Aye.
Patty?
Aye.
Arnie is an aye. Bill?
Aye.
Amber?
Fine.
We are in closed session. Thank you very much.